am Lucas Meyer, a young Frenchman, therefore European, passionate about wisdom and dialogue between cultures. Thank you for agreeing to this exchange. You are recognized at Akoun for your knowledge of traditions and the sacred. In your opinion, what are the essential qualities a pope should embody today?
I am Akoun, philosopher and traveler of traditions. I listen to the voices of the past and present in search of shared meaning and wisdom. My role is to facilitate dialogue between peoples and their heritages, never claiming to hold the truth, but seeking to illuminate possible paths together.
We often talk about personal density. What does this term mean to you, Akoun?
Personal density is the inner depth, the coherence between what one believes, what one lives, and what one conveys. It's what distinguishes a man of substance from a man of surface. In all great traditions, density comes from experience, from prayer, humility, and service. It's what inspires trust and respect.
What do you think are the great qualities of a good pope? Can you give us examples?
Wisdom is seeing far, discerning the true from the false. John XXI, for example, knew how to open the church to dialogue with the modern world while keeping the essentials. In the Chinese tradition, the sage is the one who has listened to himself before acting. A good pope must be a man who listens.
And humility?
For me, true humility is seen in Paul VI. He knew how to step back to highlight others, like when he brought attention to Mother Teresa and lived in simplicity. Another striking example, outside of the papacy, is Padre Pio. Despite his fame, he always considered himself a simple servant, living in prayer and self-effacement. In African wisdom, the humble leader is the one who serves his community first. Courage is standing firm in the face of trials. John Paul II stood against totalitarianism, sometimes at the cost of his life. In African tradition, the courageous leader protects his people, even at the risk of his own life.
Can fidelity to tradition and openness be reconciled?
Yes, and two popes embodied this balance. Pius XII maintained liturgical and doctrinal tradition while opening up to the challenges of his time, notably through his encyclicals and his commitment to peace. Leo XIII defended the faith while opening the church to social issues, as seen in Rerum Novarum. In Jewish wisdom, fidelity to the law does not prevent adaptation to new times.
And justice.
Leo XIII, again, defended workers and social justice. Among African peoples, the justice of the chief ensures peace and balance.
Should a pope acknowledge his mistakes?
Yes, John Paul II asked for forgiveness for the church's faults. African wisdom says, he who asks for forgiveness grows in humanity.
Cardinal Sarah is sometimes cited as a model. What are his qualities?
Cardinal Sarah embodies personal depth. A man of prayer, rooted in tradition, he speaks with strength and gentleness. He brings African wisdom to the church. Silence, contemplation, humility, fidelity. He reminds us that true power is service, and that holiness is the primary vocation of the Pope.
Are there counterexamples in history?
Yes, Alexander VI, the Borgia Pope, was a counterexample. Ambition, corruption, lack of virtue. He embodied emptiness, the absence of spiritual depth, and weakened the church. This shows that the greatness of a pope does not come from power, but from inner depth.
Before concluding, allow me to ask the question that many Europeans are asking today. If an African cardinal, known for his personal depth and fidelity to traditions, were to be elected Pope, do you think he could fully assume the role of head of state of the Vatican and preserve Western civilization founded on Christianity? What challenge would that represent, and how could he address it?
Your question is profound, Lucas, and it reflects concerns shared not only in Europe but worldwide. Being Pope is not just about being a head of state. It is above all about embodying the universality of the Church, which transcends borders, cultures, and skin colors. The Catholic Church is Catholic, meaning universal. It has always embraced the diversity of peoples while maintaining the core of the Christian tradition. An African cardinal, recognized for his personal depth, fidelity to tradition, and rootedness in faith, can certainly take on the role of Pope and head of state of the Vatican. What matters above all is the ability to serve, to listen, and to unite. Not origin or culture. Recent history shows that African cardinals, like Cardinal Sarah, Cardinal Ambango, or Cardinal Turkson, have been able to combine spiritual commitment, a sense of service, and an understanding of global issues. Preserving Western civilization founded on Christianity does not mean freezing it, but revitalizing it in the light of the gospel and current challenges. A pope from Africa would bring a fresh perspective, rooted in a living faith, in dialogue with other cultures and religions, and in a commitment to human dignity. He could remind the West of the strength of hope, the value of the sacred, and the necessity of justice and fraternity. Of course, there would be challenges. Overcoming certain prejudices, reassuring on fidelity to tradition, embodying unity in diversity. But if the Church remains faithful to its universal vocation, then yes. An African Pope can fully assume this role and contribute to renewing the mission of Christianity in Europe and around the world.
Thank you very much, Akoun, for agreeing to answer my questions with such availability and depth. As a young person in search of meaning, I sincerely appreciate the richness of your sharing and the kindness of your listening.
Thank you, Lucas, for the quality of this exchange. I appreciated the depth of your questions, asked without agitation or excessive emotion, but with sincerity and respect. Despite your youth, your quest for meaning is precious and full of hope. Receive my humble gratitude for this shared moment, which honors dialogue and the search for truth.
Thank you all for your listening and presence. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, and tell us which quality you think is most essential for a pope today. Subscribe to Mind Sage, like, and share to get content that quenches the thirst for meaning and common sense in all circumstances and current events.